Sorry. I just wanted my, there we go. I just wanted my bead reamer. I am Carol, the owner and creator behind CarolJo's. CarolJo's is where creativity and community come together in the jewelry and accessory making world. We do lots of different things here. We will do tutorials twice a week. And that is where I show you step by step how to create or do different things in making of jewelry and accessories. Then we also do makers meetup. I did cancel our makers meetup today because I did not have a voice earlier. So we'll see if we bring it back here yet tomorrow night or what have you, because we did spend tonight together as a family. So I did get family time in, so I can go live tomorrow and make up for one of the lives that I missed today. We also do chat times, which is what we're going to be doing here tonight. Chat time is where you get to ask any type of question you would like about creating or jewelry making or running your small business, that type of thing. Thank you, Cece, for that. Hurt me. And we also do live events throughout the week. Live events are where you get to claim items and add them to your bead collections. We do those on TikTok and another app that I can't say here. So that is what we do. What I would like you to do, if you are on TikTok, can you share and like? Once we've already got our over 10 shares. Let's see if we can get to what we've had. We've had two back to back yesterday lives where we had over 100 shares, and I appreciate that immensely. If we can get to the shares we got, and if we can get to 10,000 likes, we start doing giveaways. All right, I'm bringing up the backup account so that I can see comments easier because sometimes I miss them because they're smaller print over here and they get mixed in with all the likes and shares and everything else. Hi, Geraldine. Hey, Cece. Hi, Trisha. Now I got everybody that I seen that made a comment. So to do the repost, you just hit the repost button. And then there's an arrow. If you go into that add to story down at the bottom. If you do that, that will add it to your story and push us out also. I'm going to do it both on my backup account and I'm going to do it here on my main account. And I have to sneeze, sorry. Sorry, that was a delayed one. Holy buckets, that took a while to get out. So we've got that. There we go. Oh boy. And what I'm going to be doing while we are chatting is I always work on things that I want to try to get done when we have chat time. I am working on items that we will be doing to the bring back, or not the bring back. We don't have a bring back anymore. We have the it's not the encore event. I'm doing these for the debut event. This is a new bead, but he didn't come in his little bags, so I got to get them separated and they are really, really knotted. And I'm having a hard time getting them out so that I can get the strands for you guys. So I am sitting here struggle bussing to get even one of these off. And we have 40 strands of this one. We have four. These are called hanks when they're done this way. Hi, Kay. We have four hanks of 10 strands on each one. Haha, I finally got one. Now it's the pull until we find it. Hi, Rose. Oh no, we don't cut and dump. It's the very, well, none of them came out. Well, darn it. Well, let's see if we can try that again. So what I do is I just sit here and I take my bead reamer. Oh, well, hello, sissy. I missed you. I miss seeing you up above. I know. It drives me nuts that they do it this way. And this is actually when I tell you guys, spend more time on the smaller beads, getting them apart. and I sit here and I just whittle, whittle, whittle away. Sometimes I just finally, hello, thank you. Um, After a while, I will just, if it takes me more than 10 minutes to get one of them apart, I'm like, okay, I'm done. At that point, I say, I am done, done, done. Hoo-hoo, got one maybe. Let's see. When I saw the word in the name, I was like, yep. Haha, got one out. Then what I do is I take this little end of it, the first bead, and go back through it. And then I put him in his bag. That is how you do it. Sometimes it takes forever to do these. We have 40 strands of these to do tonight. Let's see if we can get them all. I've been putting this one off because it's 40 strands and it'll take a while. Hi, Rosie. How are you doing? Woohoo. We might have got a second one. I'm going to try for a third. Sometimes when you get more of them out, then it starts getting easier towards the end. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see which one will come out. This one and that one. We got two out this time. I have a voice finally. I'm glad you're doing good. That's why I didn't do the maker meetup, is because I did not have a voice earlier today. I'm hoping it'll stay throughout this time. There we go. We got it. Woohoo. Two down, 38 to go. This is how I really do it, you guys. I sit there and go, woohoo, we got one done. What's going on with Rose's back? Did I miss something? Yep, I do a countdown. 37. Let's see if any of the other ones got loose. Nope. Okay, here we go again. Nope, nope. Ha ha. There. I think that was two. So there's one that we got loose, two we got loose. Anybody else? Three. Woohoo, we got an extra one than I thought. Nope, nope. Oh, I'm hoping that works for you, Trisha. There's four. I am sniffly today and it messed with me being able to talk earlier. I'm better right now. But I also um since I felt good, I just didn't have a voice. So I thought I would clean in the bead room and I got one corner cleaned out. I found some more. I had brought them up a long time ago and I forgot they were up here. But I found some more of the 36 what are they? Hagar. beads. They're pearls, some of them. I found 4 containers, but it was put in front of a register for, like, the air, and because of that, they were extremely dusty, and I had, like, sneeze attack. So, I'm wondering if because of that, so I'm not covering that, up anymore. I got it cleaned out in front of it, and hopefully that will take all the icky air out that's in here, because that was really dusty. I want to take the register cover off and like vacuum out the duct a little bit, but I didn't have time to do that. And I have not put like 2 weeks, 35, 34, right? Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we have 34 to go. Um, but anyways, I haven't put anything out on the studio from our debuts for like almost 2 weeks. And I got those all out there today. So we have lots of things now out there. And I got a couple of encore items added out there. Like 4 is all. But it's 4 more than what I had before. Woohoo! 33. Just for the summer, Cece. So what year are they in college? As I say, it's an adjustment. Hi. What's up? My back. 32. She was in and out. She just finished freshman. Oh, and now comes the fun time of reacclimation when your child has been away for a while and you've had quietness somewhat. And then they're used to theirs. I'm not doing any claims, Danelle. No claims. We're doing chat. 31. And that reacclimation is, I remember it with my mom and dad. I remember it with Val. And it's just like, oh. And tonight, Buttercup was a little grumpy at supper. And then when I wanted the phone so that I could go live on both devices or both social medias, she just like was like short. And I'm like, hold it. What's going on? And so she wrote me a little letter about why. And it's okay now that, nobody got mad at anybody. But I just was like, why are we short? So it was a good way. And she even mentioned some things in there that like make you go, yup, we just got to give grace. Isn't it funny how they can do that? I'm working on the next set of 10. So it's a start. And when you start, it's hard. You saw how once you get a few out, it starts getting easier, but it's getting that first few out that you're just like, God dang it, just come on. And you can't cut them because their stem still stays in there, and so it doesn't loosen it up. Yep, we're trying here. And the thing is that I want her to be able to come talk to us when she's having a hard day. It's the end of the school year. There's a lot going on. And that type of thing. Um, nope, she still uses the one I use for my business. She calls it hers now, even though it's my business phone. I just don't want to have another land or another landline, another line. Yep. And what she said is totally 100% like, okay, what she wrote. 29. Woohoo. Yep. It's the end of the school year. They're at the end of fourth grade and they decide like the band teacher takes every kid and fits them for what would probably be the best instrument for that child. It's not about what instrument you can get that you might have someone else in the house using or had used. Excuse me. And so they really spend some time finding the right instrument for the child. And she really doesn't want to be in band, but I would really like her to be because she's very musical. Because she wants to play the violin. Well, they don't have orchestra in her school. Well, I got one out. Can't I get another one out here, please? So I got to check her bag. YouTube. I love it. Oh, we got there. I'm putting that down while we give away a 10K. Because guess what? That's better than trying to fight with that. All right. We did that one. We did that one. We did not do this one. All right. One word for this color, everybody. One word. Okay, I'm going to try another one. Another one. This is a flavoring. The color is a flavoring, a flavor, however you want to pronounce it. I'll also tell you, think gum. And it's, there we go. Two of you got it. Let's see who the first one was. CC was first, and then Nordic Luna was second. The color was mint. So there we go. Congratulations, CC. Whoop, whoop. All right. You're welcome. You got 5 creative credits. All it takes is one. And some of you were doing like spearmint, and I was like, yeah, it's a little too much. I wouldn't give it to you. Okay. I'm like, please just open up a little bit here, dude. Okay, YouTube's question was, what is your favorite thing at the bakery? Let's ask that. I love bakeries. So, what is your favorite thing that you get from a bakery? Ooh, old fashioned donut, cookies. Nordic Glitter doesn't go. Oh, I would love to have a cannoli. What's a gobs? Okay, I need to know what that is. Geraldine, whipping ice cake. I love that. I love the whipped icing. I am with you. Apple fritter or chocolate donut? Ooh, apple fritters are yummy. I am a donut girl. Thank you, Lori, for the heart me. Cheesecake. Oh, yum. I love cheesecakes too. Strawberry cheesecake. Oh. Apple fritter is like it is dough with cinnamon in it and apples, and it is fried. It's not a donut, but a lot of donut shops make them. The two chocolate cakes like cookie ice with icing in between them. Oh, they are good. Yeah, I'm with you, Trisha. It's all good. Except for I'm not a big bread person, so I don't go to the bakery to get bread. Haha, I might have got one. I got one. Maybe, there we go. Let's see if it came all the way off though. Come off. Nope, nope, nope. Yes. 28 to go. Yep, they'll put like a glaze icing on the top of it. I forgot about the icing. Yep, you're right. Put that over there. I'm you're way more like, woo. Oh, you have to try one. Nordic Luna made cinnamon toast crunch cheesecake, and it was phenomenal. You need more beads. I was gonna say we're gonna have tomorrow at 2. We'll have encore here on TikTok, and then tomorrow night or Friday night, I mean, we're gonna have it on and debut, and this is one of them that we're gonna have if I can get them all undone. Glaze, yep. Oh, it must be maybe. Okay, we have a question. Apple fritters. Is it a Midwest thing or where do you guys have apple fritters in your area? You guys need to let me know. Oh, I used to get those braids. One of the icing brands made an icing that was that flavor that I mixed into cheesecakes. Ooh. Okay. We have them they have them in the South. I'm trying it's local to North Carolina, so you can be able to get them in North Carolina. You just got to find a bakery that does it. Carrie has them. She says in Washington. I got to get this bead back on. Getting that one back on here is not going to be easy because he's all kinky. I'm going to come off a little bit. Get it straight. I'll show you here in just a second here, Lori. They have apple fritters where Geraldine's at. Okay, so they're all over. Where is the hole? There it is. For the love of Pete, get on there, dude. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I have the hanks of beads and I'm getting them ready for you guys in individuals. So I'll show you how they come. There we go. 27. What is the question? So this is how they come in strands like, or they're in bundles like these, or hanks is what they're called. And they will have 10 in them. And I need to get them individualized into the bags. The ones I make do not have words on them, but you can get the beads to make them that way. And so I normally from one of my vendors, I get them to bag it up for me because this takes a lot of time. So I will have them bag it up, but not all of my vendors will do the bagging. And this one I forgot to have them. I have to like specially request every item to do it. And sometimes I forget on an item. I was trying to figure out what it is. It looks like a reddish purple. So Ashley's asking what color. Now I'm wondering when we look it up if it's going to be Indian red. Because last time we had a purple and it was Indian red. So, yep. So we're going to have that. I have green, red, white, and black cubes that are 4 by 4 millimeters. There it is. And there we got another one. Was that 26 now? I gotta count. 3, 6, 9, 10, 2, 4, 5. You got 25 left to go. There's one. There's another one. 3, 4. See if I can get these two apart. Ooh, good question, Carrie. She's asking, what is the largest in-person market event anyone has done and the inventory and planning tips? Thank you, Anne, for the follow. I was going to say for me, I've done a few larger ones that have 50,000. And some of them are 2 days at that point, and some of them are 1 day. And the 1 day one with that many people, I try to have help with it. Planning for inventory, that's the hardest part. No, that's okay. These are going to be 4 millimeters. What else does everybody do? Because I don't have a great thing for how to plan for inventory because I make my inventory at the beginning of the year. And if I need to add, I will, but I try to do it in January and August when I did in-person events because of how busy I got at the end of the year. Someone's asking, how long has your business been going on for? My original business name was Bead Designs by Carol. And that I did for in my in-person events. And that started in 2006 and went through 2024. So I did 18 years of in-person events. I have had CarolJo's, which is my business name now, for online. And that I have been doing since really it took off in 2023, but I had the name in 2021. All right. So then they're asking about, hold on, let me go back here. How to pack by organization. So for me, for what I did for packing for my organization, Cece says she does crochet, so she stays away from large events because her husband refuses to learn. And Trisha's done it since 2010, but mainly as a hobby. It's 3, 6, 9. Um, and so she Nordic Luna puts it in buckets. And for me, I put mine in containers with lids, but I put everything in plastic bags so that it doesn't tarnish. There's 30 or 20 done, halfway done, everybody. Guess what? This one will be 19. So we're going to get over halfway done. Yep. Trisha puts hers in plastic bags. And then that way they don't tangle together either. And it's pretty funny because I have a plastic container here of like what I had used for my bags. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of them because I don't know why. No, I do not leave them in the plastic bags when I display them. And what I have, if you go back like a couple of years, you're going to see them in videos. What I did is I had displays that things hung up and I took a piece of foam, like a memory foam type foam, and put it in there, closed it up, and then I could carry it out and left them on there. um and then as I needed them, I would take them out and hang them up out of the plastic bags. There would be items on my table where people could look at. The thing is you want to make sure you're not putting too much out to give it so that people are overwhelmed. I tended to put a lot out. I will admit that. Yep. I am. Yeah. What kind of jewelry are you making over there? Are you just starting or what? And so for me, I was that person that, you weren't supposed to, but I did. But I also put in the displays. The displays were done in rainbow color and then the neutrals at the bottom, so that everything was color coded so that if they were looking for a certain color, we could go to that color. I know that sounds really weird to say, but that's what I did. So it was red. It went pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then down at the bottom, it went clear, gray, black, and then brown was at the end. I couldn't put brown in between gray and black. It just in my mind didn't go. I'm starting on another one here. We gotten one off of one of these two Hanks. And I'm like, okay, we got to get one more. Hey, Lacey. Yes, I do remember you. I am trying to get beads separated, ready for a live event. That is what I'm doing. I'm using my bead reamer. Yeah. And the thing with things that would walk, with what you're talking about there, I would be like, you know what? I would never ever um I never ever sat there and was like, okay, if it walked away. I was like, that's between them and God. All right, 18. Here we go. We're going to try another one off of here. Yep. You need to, and the thing about what she's saying about what's popular in that area, every area that you're going to go to, even if it's like 10 miles away from a different show, yep, you know what's missing. The thing is that that is really something that you need to know so that you know what you need to bring to a show if you go back into that area again. I'm just taking apart strands of beads here. They come all like this. They have a knot in them and they come knotted together, and I want to put them in bags. I want to separate them out so that we can get them ready for Friday night. There we go. Let's see what we got out. We got 1, 2, and 3. Got 4. Got 4 more. Get those going. Yep, yep. So you're totally on it, Patty. So Patty said that in one of her shows, 18 out of the 22 flower pots sold. And then the next show, 3 different ones. It was a different town. And so it really is about different people want different things. And there is no way to put it other than that. And it just cracks me up with how it is. Well, I was going to say, if you started, you're in the right spot where we do lots of learning, and then there's lots of different people here that teach. That's okay. And this is what we're here for. So, Carrie, are you going to do one of your first shows then? Ooh, golly. Um, I think allergies is what it is. I am congested. And today was really bad because I decided to clean since I didn't have a voice. I'm like, I can clean. And it was really dusty in the area that I was in. I'm excited for you. I want to like know how it goes. Yep. And then it doesn't help. Last night I went, and I haven't done it tonight. Oh, you guys are lucky. We might get rain tomorrow. We might. Um, I'm outside with the flowers right now. I decided not to do pots this year. And we just have the hanging pots that I put up on the porch. I'm not going to do all the pots all around the house. But we have a lot of perennials and we are in a drought, so I've been watering those. That's the one thing. So when you're doing shows, is that we need to think about how many other vendors are going to be like it. So some of the things that I did, and I don't know if you guys ask questions. It was warm here too. Um, but asking questions of the event coordinator, because the thing is that we as jewelry, we have time to ask questions. Like if you are something that is eh, I'm gonna just call them MLMs. They all say they're not MLMs, but most of them are. Like Tupperware, Scentsy, Paparazzi, even though paparazzi is jewelry. All of those companies, they can only accept one per type. And once you get into that, it can be difficult. So they just sign up right away. But what you can do is ask the question, how many are you going to accept of jewelry? How many of them are going to be handmade? How many are going to be the brands that someone can sell? Like, because they used to have like Stella and Dot. They have had paparazzi still out there. Stella and Dot, I don't think is. Origami Owl, I don't think is. But they used to have all of those different companies that were jewelry. And, they have Park Lane now, and it's really funny because a lot of the BP reps are now selling Park Lane and BP, and that one I find kind of like I get they can sell different things, but they're both jewelry. That's why I'm like, "Huh?" But anyways, so you have all of those different styles of jewelry out there. They're not all handmade. So you need to ask the questions, and that's why, about how many are going to be coming. We are down to 10 left. So, just to let you guys know, I've only done 30 of the 40 while we've been talking here. So now you understand why sometimes I'm like, I didn't get as much done and ready for a show. Because if I have to do this, it takes time. So, but that's what you have time to ask the questions. And that, how many people are coming? Even though it might say it's whatever it is, you know, that you can go off of last year's numbers and go, okay, it can be similar to that probably. How many years have they been doing it? Is it a 10-year event? Is it a 5-year event? Is it the first year? Um, I know from my experience, unless it's a big event, like a big, 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 huge event, if it's every year they've done it for the last 20 years, and sometimes they don't start coming. Yep, 78,000. That is a large event. I'm excited for you. So when is it, Carrie? When are you going to do it? Has anybody done juried events? Ashley's asking you for more information on what you're asking about there. Okay, she took care of it there. Okay. Okay, yep. And juried events are they are I'm gonna say they are when I did juried events, they were more nerve-wracking for me. And how was it for you? Because someone Ray is talking about that he or she, I'm thinking it's a she. So if I'm saying it wrong, you can tell me if I'm not using the right pronoun. Did a juried arts festival. She, thank you. I was gonna say I've done many juried events. They were stressful for me because I was like, you pay more to do them. You paid to be juried, and I was always so stressed about, am I gonna be okay? And you know what? I was every single time. I'm gonna tell you, don't worry, even though I worried. How's that? Whew, I think so too. So are you going to do just jewelry then, Carrie, or what else are you going to bring? Woohoo, we got to 20K. Yay. There we go. Let's see the next color. Ooh, we've done this color before. It's a one-word color. I'm like, how do I spell it? There we go. Can I explain juried events? I sure will as soon as we get done with this, okay? So put colors in there, one word. Ashley's got buttered popcorn over here. I love it. I was going to say, Ashley, when I give this clue, you're going to get it right away. Nope. All right, everybody. It was my college color. I was a golden gopher. There's a band that has 5 in it that has this color, and then they're 5. Someone's got it. Let's see. Lori's got it. Lori guessed maroon. 3 others did. Lori, or I'm sorry, yeah, Trisha and Geraldine also got it. It's the color maroon. That hurt your head. I'm like, Lori, you're right by it. You're welcome. Oh, all right. I didn't see what Carrie was gonna bring, but they don't have the color option over on the tube. Um, so juried event. Let me see if I can go find what Carrie said for a comment here. Hold on. Let me go back through because I want to see since I missed it. Whoops. Oh, beaded bookmarks, beaded plant stakes, and brooches. You will have awesome because that'll set you out. um, so what a juried event is, you have to submit ahead of time pictures of what you're going to bring. Depending on the event, you will have to you may have to submit pictures of your actual booth and how your setup is. Then you send those and you pay a jury fee. The jury fee is different for each event. It can be anywhere from $10 to $50. And then they have people that look at what you make and decide if you should come. So they invite you in after you have submitted it. Then once you have submitted or that you have been accepted, then you have so long to put in for the payment for the booth. And in the juried events, it can be different. Like if you want a corner booth, I mean, any event can be this, but this in juried events, it's more prevalent that the price will be different for a corner booth or for a double boosts, and that type of thing, even if they're an option. One of my juried events, a double booth is not two side by side. It was 10 feet wide, 20 feet long. So you got to read what size the booth is going to be. One of the juror events was it is a like 8 by 10 feet, meaning it, but it was an indoor event, so then you didn't have to worry about the canopy. Another event, they were 10 by 10, and so you had to keep your canopy that's 10 by 10 in that space. Some of them will have a 2 feet buffer between tents so that you can get around if need be. Some of them don't. Some of them allow you to have room behind your tent. Some of them do not. So you have to read about what you need and how you're going to set up and that type of thing. Because each event is going to be different. And juried events, they go around and make sure you're complying with the rules. Guess what? I haven't been doing the countdown as much because I've been talking. And also on a juried event, they are going to make sure with what you have. You're going to be tapping in your sleep. um, and so you can't use some of them. Nope. Last one. Yay! I got it done. Woohoo! I need to get a bag to put those in. I'm so excited I got that done. Woohoo. I'm excited because I actually picked those up for last Friday night, and I tried to start them and I couldn't get them going. And I said, we're trying to figure out if it's purple or red or what it is. We're going to find out when I go to put the spreadsheet together. I don't know yet. So I put a spreadsheet together, and the spreadsheet is what I use. There's a whole bunch of things in it that will be used for importing it into the back end. Oops, need to put that in there. And then that's what also then once I put it in the back end, then I can create the sticker that will be put on the item. I'm so excited to get that done. I also brought something else in case I could get through that. I'll probably only get through one of these. These are for Saturday. And these are the 9 millimeter. We're going to do another Saturday of 9 millimeter silicone, everybody. I have like reached out to everybody and it's possible to try to get more of my items in. Um, because they're stuck somewhere and I don't know where exactly they're stuck at because I got different answers from different people. But this is purple. This is really called frosted lilac. So we're gonna have that one on Saturday. They're the 9 millimeter silicone beads. Oops, this will be color number 3 ready. I decided I should clean instead of getting ready for Saturday, everybody. But it was to the point that I was like, this needs to be cleaned. You should have seen. Um, Let me see what she said. Ooh, can I show them Nordic Luna? Yep. Okay, so this is Nordic Luna's last event. And what I like about this is that, yes, she has it up so people can see it, but it's not like it's completely covering all of her table. So yes, she has displays, but not everything is solid. So people could stop their eye and look. So, and she even had water in the background. Oop, there we go. And then there's a side view. So that allows everybody to look. I like that. Good job. Mine would be like solid bracelets all the way across on your bracelet bars. That's how I am. And I know it overwhelms. And I knew I needed to do less, but I just had a hard time doing less. So when I see people who can do that, I'm like, you are so lucky. And then I have containers down below. And that's awesome. And when you have the containers down below, you can just put it up and you'll have people that'll be like, do you have them in a different color? And you can grab them and they can look through it. And they're like, okay, I would just grab it and let them look through it because then they could purchase if they wanted to. So yeah, so I was one that was like, go for it. Geraldine does it for herself and gives away if she doesn't want to keep it. Ooh, I like that. Nordic Luna figured out how to turn drawers into displays so she could pull it out and set it up and then replace the packaging and unpackaging. It just stayed that way. Cool. So she didn't have hardly any setup then. And that's the one thing that you want to try to get down to is how do you can get it set up and taken down as quickly as possible. Thank you, Izzy, for the heart meat. I was going to say, when I would do the 20 feet wide displays, that took me like an hour and a half to set up and take down. If I did a 10 by 10, it would take about 45 minutes to an hour. You need the dollies. Yeah. Trust me. Yep. You have to learn. And the one thing that would happen to me a lot at different shows, especially outdoor shows, is wind is not our friend. And how can you keep everything down when it's windy? So, like my tablecloths, I ended up buying the holders for your tablecloth that you would use like if you're having a picnic, and I would put them down because the tablecloth would flip up and then your jewelry flips over. So I learned that very quickly. Yeah. Having a large vehicle for transportation, yes. I started out in a Grand Am, a four-door Grand Am. Yep, you gotta nail everything down. And then after the Grand Am, I had a what did I have next? Had blazers, and then I got a van. And then I got a van that I did just for my jewelry. Oh, geez. In yesterday's wind, that would have been awful. And I've been in windy days like that at events. And let me tell you, because South Dakota, Minnesota must have had it too, really bad winds. It was awful, 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 awful winds yesterday.
And and one of the actual worst places for me to do an event with wind was there was two events. One was in Sioux Falls, and it's actually the biggest one that I did every year, Sidewalk Arts Festival in Sioux Falls. And if you got in a certain row, because it was on the streets in downtown Sioux Falls, and it is an event that is a fundraiser for the Washington Pavilion. So the pavilion would be on one side, and there's two large churches on the other side of the street, and it created a wind funnel, so everybody would lose their canopies in there. So yes, what you're talking about, CC, with the tents flying, that would happen there every year on that street. Any place else was fine, just that street where they had this, because they had large buildings and the wind just went through the street. The other one is in Laverne, Minnesota. And what they did there is there was pine trees in this area that we would be put in. And if you were by the pine trees and they were very, very, very big, you didn't have wind. But as soon as the pine trees were not around you, you would get this wind gust in there because of all of the wind would go around the pine trees and then smushed in and just blow. And most of the time I got sat up by the pine tree, so I was good. My last year I wasn't. And things that I've never seen go flying flew that year. So yes. I have um so for me, for my canopy, I actually have, because one of my events required that you had to have at least 40 pounds on each corner. It was a juried event. And if you had to have 40 pounds of weight on each corner of your canopy. And so we took big tubes, PVC pipe tubes, they're just white. You can spray paint those. I can tell you, you can spray paint those to match whatever you want it to be for your colors. And you glue on an end cap on one. We filled it with gravel on the other end. And then I would bungee cord them to my canopy. And then I also had weights on the feet of my canopy so that it was like a balanced act. Not very many people put the weights on their feet of their canopy, but I had them, so we did that. So that's how I kept my canopy. I never had my canopy run off. Knock on wood. But and I always took my 40-pound weights any outdoor show I was at, and a container of bungee cords. We did that all the time. I'm almost done here with this one. This one is called Apricot Blush. That's another one. I'm working on another color. These don't take as long. So if Ryan is still up watching TV, I'll probably do a few more colors of these before we go to bed. And then tomorrow I'll get up and I'll work on what we're gonna have for yep, I've seen the cinder blocks too. I just didn't want people tripping over the cinder blocks because people walk in mysterious places. They do. One event I will tell you that I was at, it's called the Brookings Art Festival. It always rains that weekend. And it's the second weekend of July. So you wouldn't expect rain, but this town always gets rain on that weekend. And let me tell you, their park floods if you're in certain areas. So people have had to bring bales of straw to absorb all of the water. So just FYI for outdoor events, you might need something like that. Awesome. So she gonna get her beads then? need to get one more sticker of this one. We're gonna have 21 bags of apricot blush. Awesome. Finally. Oh, does she live far from you? I was gonna say, my sister lives a whole whopping like 15 minutes from my house. 15 miles, yeah. So she's about, my sister, I think, is about the same. I'm not sure though. But to get to her house, both of the main roads that you would take there are under construction. Now, why? Because these are the two main roads going into the town before hers. Why did they decide to do construction on both of them in the same summer? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to come to your house. It's too much of a pain to get there. We have to take a detour. It's not that big of a detour, but I'm like, what the heck? It's like you go 45 miles an hour, excuse me, on the detour. Whereas if we go the regular way, it's 65. So it's slower. I know. First world problem. Oh man, that stinks. So you have to go get her if you want her to come over and the grandbabies. All right, everyone. Well, I am going to hop off. Oh my. Ashley says her sister's like 5 houses away or 5 townhouses away, 5 doors. I'd be like, my sister and I actually lived in an apartment. We weren't in the same building, but we could walk back and forth, and I loved it. I loved being my sister and I when especially when our kids were younger, we did everything together. Oh, I have a little buttercup who probably wants the phone. All right, everyone. Well, I'm gonna hop off tonight and we will see you. I will be back here with a encore event at 2 p.m. Central. I hope you guys have a good night. See ya. Bye.